Madhur, a farmer and his wife, lived in a village called Vishnupur. Madhur was a promising and diligent young man. He used to work in his fields all hours of the day, but he never had good yields in his crops. He was frustrated. On a day like this,
What happened to you? Why are you so depressed?
Nothing. Go about your business.
after saying this, Madhur and his wife began working in the fields. After returning home, they eat and both fall asleep. God appears in his wife's dream that night.
You both visit my temple tomorrow in the morning.
When Madhur's wife wakes up in the morning, she tells him about her dream. Then both of them head towards the temple. On their way, they encountered a huge dense forest. They cross the forest and reach temple. There, a priest resides in the temple. He worships and presents Madhur with a basket filled with fruits.
Take this. If you use this basket, all of your woes will vanish. But remember, you can only use it once a day.
Sir, I have a question. May I? How can this basket give us things? Because nothing makes sense to me.
My child, you can ask for anything from this miraculous basket, but try not to ask for too much.
I am grateful, priest.
When they both get home, his wife eats the fruits in the basket and empties it. They both sit in front of it while keeping the basket before them. Then, from the basket, they ask for a grain sack. With a flash of bright light, a sack of grain appears out of nowhere, making Madhur and his wife very delighted. Both of them then go to the field to plant grains, using just one bag. And when they return home, they're able to enjoy a satisfying meal. Both of them worshipped God every day and started asking for useful things from that basket. They worked happily in their fields, and this time their crops were good and God was with them. One day, due to heavy rains in the village, there was flood. In that flood, people's houses and everything inside that house got spoiled. Nobody could help the villagers. Madhur and his wife started thinking,
Honey, the storm has caused our community to be flooded with water, and the poor have really suffered. They don't even have anything to eat. I feel so horrible for these people.
Yes, I have a similar thought that we really need to help the villagers.
But honey, what can we do?
We can ask the basket for food for 100 of people, and if successful, we will share it with everyone.
Yes, this is a wise decision.
Madhur immediately offers a prayer to God and humbly requests food from the basket for 100 people. Just then, a bright light appears and enough food for 100 people appear in front of them. This makes Madhur and his wife happy. They distribute all this food among the people. Similarly, every day, Madhur and his wife started helping people. Now, even the ruined houses were being rebuilt. Now that people were getting food, they calmed down and they started thinking about the future. The villagers gave a lot of blessings to Madhur and his wife. Madhur did a lot of help for the people of the village. Madhur adopted a girl whose parents were swept away in the flood. Madhur and his wife started loving her like their own child. The villagers were very happy seeing this, and now they all lived happily ever after. So friends, we get a lesson from this story that we should always help the needy in times of crisis, because good deeds have good results. Two brothers, Monty and Mihir, lived with their parents in a small town. Their parents were very old, so they were often ill. They both died soon after. Now, the greed for their father's property came in the mind of both the brothers. The elder brother Monty soon married Chaya, a beautiful cultured girl. This made the younger brother Mihir jealous.
How Monty got such a beautiful bride for himself so soon?
After seeing his brother happy, Mihir also decides to get married. He starts searching for girls, but he doesn't like any of them. Mihir then sets on a solo trip for a couple of days, during which he gets to know a girl named Uma. Both of them bond very quickly. They became very close friends. Then they decided to travel together. On their way back,
Uma, I want to tell you something.
Yeah, Mihir, please.
Mihir then confesses his feeling to Uma.
Uma, I want to be with you forever. Will you please marry me?
Uma said yes to Mihir's proposal, and then they two married soon after. Both the brothers started living in the same house with their wives. Due to this, they started getting into fights over petty things. One day, in the mind of Mihir, a desire for greed was born. He goes to his wife and tells her,
Uma, I have a plan in my mind. Listen to it carefully.
Yes, say it.
Listen, Uma. My father's savings are there in that cupboard. You should always keep that in mind that no one enters the room. And if ever Monty and Chaya comes, you should distract them. And then, in every 2 days, I will take money out of there. I'll steal this way so that we can save some money and buy a new house for us. So that we don't have to adjust with them here.
Uma agrees to help Mihir after hearing his plan. And the next day, he begins to do as he had planned. Mihir starts to steal money and they both acted normally. Within few days, Monty's wife Chaya figured it out that their money was being stolen from the cupboard. After a few days, Mihir and Uma had stolen so much money that they bought themselves a new home. After that, Mihir said to everyone,
Monty and Chaya, you can now live in peace because we have purchased a new home and will move out soon.
Monty and Uma were stunned to hear Mihir. They started wondering that from where did Mihir get so much money?
Do you remember that I told you that the money was getting stolen from the cupboard? Maybe they must have taken it. Otherwise, from where did they get so much money?
After 2 days, Mihir and Uma return, and Mihir tells Monty,
Monty, I'm sorry for my mistakes. I was blinded by greed, so I only thought about money. When we paid the money, the builder asked us to come after a day. The next day, when I reached his house, I saw that his house was locked. And when I tried to call him, the phone was also switched off. We have no place to stay, brother. We are homeless. I have stolen the money from cupboard in greed. I made a big mistake and always thought bad about you. I apologize to you, my brother. Never mind, Mihir.
In Jaunpur village, there was a boy named Bittu. He walked to school every day because school was so far away. He had to take the forest route. One day,
Dad, please, can you buy me a bicycle? All my friends have their own bicycles. I too want a bicycle. Please don't say no. Every day I get tired.
I understand your difficulty, son. But Bittu, what can I do? You are well aware of our situation. My financial condition is very poor. So how can I get you a bicycle?
But Dad, don't you feel sorry for me?
I do, Bittu. In fact, I do a lot. Okay, I'll save some money and buy you a nice bike next year.
What is this, Dad? Another year. That means another year of walking for me. No. This is very hard for me. What's the point of living this way?
on his way home from school one day, Bittu ran into a saint.
Son, I have to go to Jaunpur. Can you point me the right direction?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm going there. Please accompany me.
Both of them walked Jaunpur in this manner.
Son, I am extremely pleased with you. Tell me, what do you want?
Really? Only in novels had I heard of monks giving boons. My school is actually quite far. I asked my dad for a bicycle, but our finances are in crisis. So if I ask you for a bicycle...
Is that it? I will give you a magic bike rather than a bicycle. This bike will drive itself. Simply tell it where you want to go. But keep in mind, if you use it for selfish reasons, it will vanish. Remember that. So don't do it.
When the monk waved his hand, a beautiful bike appeared. Bittu bowed to the monk in a joyful manner. Monk departed from there. Bittu sat happily on his bike. Magic bike, please take me home. Then bike took off from there. Everyone was taken aback when they saw Bittu
The bike came close to the house and stopped. Bittu told everything to his parents.
Oh my goodness! Monk appears to be very nice. But you should not use this bike for selfish reasons.
Bittu began riding his bike to the school the next day. He used to ride bike with his friends at first. But after a few days, greed took control. After dropping his friends at school, he began taking chocolates or cookies from them. Then he began giving villagers ride on his bike and ask money in return. Days passed in this manner when Bittu was going to school one day. Magic bike, take me to school. Just then, a strange thing happened. The bike vanished. Bittu fell to the ground. All the while, Bittu's mother was watching.
You see, the bike vanished due to your greed. Well then, son. Now walk to school until your father buys you a new bike next year.
There once lived a man named Scott in the village of Georgia. He and his wife Nicole used to work really hard. Due to poverty, they could not afford food. Scott and Nicole had pure hearts, but people used to misbehave with them because they were poor. One day, listen, why do people misbehave with us? What wrong have we done to them? When I went to fetch water, they were looking at me differently and made me realize that we were poor.
We have not done anything wrong to them. These people enjoy seeing us in trouble. Anyways, don't mind them. Otherwise, they will make our lives difficult. We should always think about good things. I am hungry. Let's eat some food.
Let's go. You go freshen up, I will set the plates. Scott and Nicole slept after having dinner. The next day, she completes all the chores early in the morning and goes out to work. Then Scott also gets ready and comes there.
I might be a little late today. You have dinner without me, okay?
Okay, fine.
I am going then.
Okay. After this, Nicole and Scott leave for work. While Nicole was working in a field, she felt thirsty. Nicole goes near her pot to get some water. Since there wasn't enough water in the pot, Nicole goes to the village to fetch some water. Their village was one such village where water was not easily available. There was only one well in the entire village. Everybody drank water from that well. Nicole fetches some water from the well and returns to the field. While she was returning, a big car stops in front of her. The businessman sitting in the vehicle tells her,
Sister, can I get some water please? I am very thirsty but I couldn't find water anywhere. I would be very grateful if I could get some water from your pot.
Brother, you're calling me your sister and you're talking about gratefulness. Here, drink some water. Drink as much as you like. Nicole gives the pot to the businessman. The man felt very happy drinking from the pot.
Sister, you have made me indebted to you. Tell me what you want. I will give it to you.
I don't want anything. The next time you are going through here, please visit my house.
Yes, I will visit your house, sister. I'm going to leave now.
Okay. After saying this, Nicole leaves for her work. The businessman leaves in his car. After some time, the businessman was going through the village again. Then it started raining suddenly. The tire of his car got stuck in a ditch and he was not able to get it out.
Oh, my poor fortune. It had to happen today only.
The businessman started searching for help. He looks at some villagers and asks for their help.
Brothers, can you help me? My car's tire is stuck here. Can you help me?
Brother, it is raining here. We are trying to reach home and you are asking for our help here.
Let us go, brothers. I don't want to get wet in the rain. Let us leave.
They all leave him there. The businessman tries to start his vehicle again. Then the businessman sees Scott going from there. Then,
Brother, listen. My vehicle is stuck in this ditch. Can you help me out?
Yes, sir, sure. You try to start the vehicle and I will push it from behind.
the businessman goes and sits inside the vehicle and turns it on. Scott tries to push it from behind. His clothes get dirty due to the rain. but he pushes the vehicle without caring about it. After a lot of effort, the car gets out of the ditch. The businessman takes the vehicle a little forward and then stops the vehicle and then comes out to talk to Scott.
Thanks a lot, brother. What's your name?
Scott,
What do you do, Scott?
I do masonry work. I'm looking for work. I couldn't find any work today. That is why I'm returning home. And you just called me.
Oh, okay. I have a huge business in the city. You can come to work there. I like your attitude. I can hire you at my company.
Are you telling the truth, sir? I will never forget your help.
When I called the rest of the people, nobody came forward to help me out, and you helped me out without expecting anything in return. That is why I am very happy. I am leaving for now. I will come back after 8 days to pick you and your family up. We will go to the city. You go, pack all your stuff.
Yes, sir. But, sir, where will we live in the city?
I will also arrange for your house. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sir.
I am leaving now. Make necessary arrangements.
Yes, sir.
The businessman leaves. After saying this, Scott also returns home.
Hey, Nicole, listen. Now we don't have to live in this village. We will leave for the city after 8 days. A very big businessman has offered me a job at his company.
Are you telling the truth? This is wonderful news.
Yes, Nicole. The man was very generous. He also helped us find a house. Now we don't have to live here. You pack up all of your stuff.
Yes, I will do it. After saying this, both of them continue with their work. A few days passed by, and the businessman comes back to pick them up as promised. The whole village gets surprised with the businessman's luxurious car.
Oh, such a luxurious car. That even in front of Scott's house.
The vehicle stops in front of Scott's house. The businessman steps out of the car.
Oh, sir, please come in. You are here? I cannot believe my eyes. Please come in.
The businessman enters his house. Then Nicole comes with water. Brother, you're here? Please take a seat. I'm feeling really very fortunate that you're here at my home.
You know each other?
We have met before. She is my sister.
Brother was very thirsty that day, so I gave him some water. And from that day onwards, I'm his sister.
Oh, this is very surprising.
Scott and Nicole leave with the businessman in his car to the town. The whole village gets surprised looking at this. They feel embarrassed about their behavior with them. On the other hand, the businessman takes both of them to the town. The businessman made Scott the manager of his company. A few years passed by. Scott worked very hard at his job and gave his family a happy life because of his honest work.